And I didn't hear you mention Afghanistan in your opening at all. How is that going to be addressed in the speech? How would he explain or defend it at this point?
He will address Afghanistan in the speech, and it was, in a sense, referenced because I said we kept America out of war. When you end a war after 20 years, with all of the decisions that have piled up over that time, there are going to be challenges and difficulties, and there were challenges and difficulties in the period of the drawdown. But people predicted once we left Afghanistan, it would harm our alliances. Our alliances are at historic highs. They predicted that we would have a safe haven in Afghanistan for plotting terrorist attacks against the American homeland. Terrorism remains a very real concern, but President Biden pointed out before he pulled out that it's a more diffuse and metastasized threat, including the kind of homegrown violent extremism that we saw on display in New Orleans in January. In fact, over the course of these 4 years, we have seen President Biden, that was the first terrorist attack that has happened on American soil. It was not connected to Afghanistan, as far as we know. It was connected to inspiration from ISIS. And so President Biden believes that the decision he took has left America in a profoundly stronger position, and he will explain in his speech today why he thinks that's.
What do you consider to be the greatest geopolitical threat facing the United States right now?
So, I think one way of answering that question is to point to the potential for China's aggression in the coming years, to point to Russia's continuing challenge. But I'm going to answer the question in a little bit of a different way, which is I genuinely believe the most consequential thing happening in the world right now is this scale, pace, and breathtaking speed with which AI is going to transform the global landscape. And it's either going to work for us or it's going to work against us. And in order for it to work for us, we have to stay ahead and we have to shape the rules of the road. The Biden administration put forward the first international set of standards on artificial intelligence codified by the UN General Assembly. There's more work to be done on that front. The Biden administration has made the investments to ensure we have the lead in AI right now. But if it's China, not the United States, determining the future of AI on the planet, I think the stakes of that are just profound. And so I hope that the new administration, because this shouldn't be a partisan issue at all, sees that challenge and that opportunity and seizes it so that it's America making technology work for us rather than adversaries make technology work against us. Yeah.
Jake, going back to AI and a couple other questions, as you're saying that it's a huge national security issue, is there a concern about how AI is, on the national security front, is not accurately depicting or scanning people of color? Because we are understanding civil rights groups are very upset about that, how it's misidentifying. Is that a concern with national security as well?
Yes, it is, of course. It's if you think about the series of concerns that are raised by the advent of artificial intelligence, they range across economic, military, and social risks. One of those is bias. And there have been a lot of studies to show that bias is a genuine challenge when it comes to artificial intelligence and the ways in which that could undermine social cohesion in the United States and globally has national security implications. And terrorism has national security implications and is something that we have to contend with. It is part of the president's executive order on artificial intelligence alongside a number of these other risks.